Road Elementary, El Camino del Rio, is a dual immersion school. And in a dual immersion school, we have a goal of having 50% of our students in the program be native Spanish speakers and 50% of the students be native English speakers. So there are native speaking peers of both English and Spanish, so kids can not only learn language from the teacher, but also from one another.
For one thing, it's a neighborhood school, and the children from this neighborhood are able to come to our school. We actually are partners with Howard Elementary School. It's a super neighborhood. It's the first time this has ever been done.
We accept students from the Howard neighborhood. They have the top priority to get in.
I think it was a very brilliant idea for Paco to talk about how they could complement working with the Howard school community and make that work, so that that entire community out there has been, it appears, very responsive, as well as the broader community. In fact, I've had some interest expressed about how can we get something like this in other parts of the community.
The average student day here at River Road El Camino del Rio is students arrive here at 8:15 in the morning, and we have a free breakfast for all students in the classroom program, and students are able to eat breakfast from 8:15 to 8:30. From 8:30 to 9:30, students will have a literacy block in Spanish.
Here in my classroom, I'm self-contained, so half of it is in English and half of it is in Spanish. We have some whole group Spanish and English reading time, but most of the time we're in small groups learning how to read, and every day they receive about 50 minutes of Spanish language development, and that's when we're doing things like total physical response, where we're singing songs and we add gestures to words, or we're doing things with GLAD, which is a lot of real pictures and drawing pictures and making charts with the students.
Then from 9:30 to 9:45, they've got a recess time. 9:45 to 10:45, a block in Spanish where they are learning math. And they're learning all of their math skills, math facts, etc. in Spanish. Then 10:45 to 11:15, a community circle. 11:15 to noon, lunch and recess. Noon to 1 o'clock, literacy in English. They're learning how to read in English, and all of their instruction is in English. We also have after-school care provided here for students through the Creative Care program, and parents can leave their students here up until 5:30 in a great, nurturing, caring environment as well. But students get half of their day in Spanish and half of their day in English, and they'll get that experience kindergarten through 5th grade.
The goal for educating students here at River Road Camino del Rio is that they're bilingual and bicultural. So they're going to learn how to speak in both languages, in Spanish and English. They're going to learn how to speak it, write it, and read it.
Be able to read, write, speak.
Able to speak and read and write in 2 languages.
And also they're going to learn a lot about the different cultures, not just the Mexican culture, but all of the Latino cultures.
River Road Camino del Rio has been on a steady trajectory of school improvement and having kids become more successful. So even before the dual immersion went in, we were starting to see some real success at River Road Camino del Rio. I think the data will show that over the last year or two, as they've moved into the dual immersion, that we're even seeing more improvement and better success for kids. In fact, I think that that's being recognized across the state. I know that as I've talked to some of my superintendent colleagues, they've wanted to and have sent some teams down to look at the work they're doing at River Road Camino del Rio. I know both the governor and the state superintendent have all paid visits to see the program and how it's doing. And the reason for that is because they're watching this steady progression of improvement for kids in the school.
I have gone to conferences for 15 years now about learning about dual immersion and how valuable it is, and that children who start out in dual immersion, at first, they don't make as much progress in either of the 2 languages as they would if they were just in 1 language, but usually by 4th or 5th grade they have caught up and they're doing really well in both languages, and by the time they're in high school, all the data that shows, and they've been using this program in California and Florida and Canada for years, all the data shows that the children who are bilingual, truly bilingual and biliterate, far exceed the English-only students. In their ability to produce and on both standardized tests and in their actual testing and the products that they're producing.
We have lots of opportunities for parents to get involved here at our school, both Spanish-speaking and non-Spanish-speaking parents. We love having volunteers in the classrooms. And there are lots of ways to get involved. We have all kinds of ways to bring parents in. We also have a very active parent club.
Parent group is, we refer to it a lot of times as the parent club because it is kind of a club setting. And our job is to do whatever we can to help support the programs that are happening here at school, whether it's by creating a base of volunteers for a specific project. We've got our annual school carnival coming up, and so there's a lot of work going into that. Fundraising, of course, which all schools are doing a lot of.
We also have a family center coordinator here 2 days a week.
The biggest part of it is communication, whether it's written or I might be the link between home and school. A parent might not feel comfortable for X, Y, or Z reason, and they call me, and I go between both the school and the family. Families also know that they can come here and get any information they need about community resources.
We're planning to expand our program. We're building one grade level at a time.
There's already been some conversation with the middle school and the high school level, so that, of course, we're a number of years away from that first class being at the middle school level, but the idea is that it would become like a K-12 program, so that you could continue to do both languages as you move through to graduation.
Here in Eugene, and also in the United States and in the world in general, knowing a second language is becoming increasingly important as the world becomes smaller and smaller. Immersion schools can play a key role in helping students gain a second language and helping them create opportunities for themselves in the future as far as jobs and further educational opportunities as well.